Hello, and welcome to the Western Pennsylvania Model Railroad Museum. In this video, we would like to explain our mission and purpose, give a brief history of our museum, inform you of instructional classes that we conduct, and finally, tell you how you can become a member. Our mission statement is threefold. First, to continue to develop as a museum which captures in miniature a portion of Western Pennsylvania history. Secondly, to expand our library, which houses a collection of reference material about the railroad industry and model railroading. And finally, to serve as an educational resource for everyone. This organization was started in 1938 and was known as the Pittsburgh H.O. Railroad Club. Our first location was the Pennsylvania Railroad Freight Office on Penn Avenue in Pittsburgh. While the first layout was only an 8-foot diameter track, it helped to develop universal standards for the National Model Railroad Association, or NMRA. The first true layout was started in May of 1941, and the club hosted many public shows until 1955, when the freight office building was due to be torn down for the Renaissance Renewal Program. During this time, the name was changed to the Pittsburgh Model Railroad Club, or PMRC. The PMRC relocated to the Pennsylvania Railroad Passenger Station in Shadyside, which it leased for $25 a year. By 1959, the new layout was open to the public. However, 4 years later, the Pennsylvania Railroad sold the property. The club then moved into the Eberhard and Ober Brewery on Troy Hill Road in 1964. They stayed there for 22 years until 1986. Since there was only a single entrance to the layout, there were no public shows due to fire safety concerns. Some shows, using portable layouts, were held at the Northway Mall. Later, the PMRC became known as the Pittsburgh Model Railroad Historical Society. In 1985, the land for this building was purchased, with a groundbreaking ceremony held in 1986.
Riding on the city of New Orleans, Illinois Central, the Monday morning rain. Got 15 cars and
In August of 1988, the upstairs layout was started, and in December of that year, we held our first public show in over 25 years.
We're all out on the southbound Odyssey as a train pulls out of Kankakee. Roads past the houses, farms and fields, passing towns that have no name, and the freight yards full of old black men, and the graveyards of rusted automobiles, singing "Good Morning America, how are you? Yet don't you know me, I'm your native son. Well, I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans, and I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done." Dealing cards.
In the late 1990s, an addition was added to the main building. You may have noticed several railroad-related items both inside and outside of the museum. It was also during this time that we adopted our current name, the Western Pennsylvania Model Railroad Museum, to more accurately reflect our mission.
Got 15 cars and 15 restless riders, 3 conductors and 25 sacks of mail. We're all out on the southbound Odyssey as a train pulls out of Kankakee.
Within the museum, there are several committees that specialize in certain areas. Sometimes their responsibilities overlap, and they must work together to ensure that all goes well. The Planning Committee is responsible for the designing of the layout. This includes the bench work and the location of all tracks, turnouts, and signals. Historical accuracy is taken into consideration, since part of our mission is to preserve a portion of Western Pennsylvania railroad history in miniature. The actual laying of track, installation of all electrical signals, and the turnouts are the main duties of the Engineering Committee. They are also responsible for entering the data into the computer about the locomotives. The dispatcher, who is part of this committee, regulates the running of all the computer-controlled trains on the layout. 20 to 25 trains may be under his control at any one time. Management of all the locomotives and rail cars is the concern of the Rolling Stock Committee. This includes the building, painting, repairing, and inventory of all rolling stock owned by the museum. The Scenery Committee not only specializes in background work, but in the construction of buildings and houses. While some structures are made from kits, others are built from scratch, since no kits exist for certain buildings. The majority of their work is done in the months when we are not open to the public. Our Library Committee is in the process of computerizing all of our material. This includes not only the railroad books, but also magazines about model railroading and various railroad videos. If you have any questions about railroading, you may be able to find it in our library. Our holiday show, which occurs mainly on weekends from mid-November to mid-January, is our main source of income for operating the museum. Selling tickets is just one of the duties our members perform at the holiday show. We may have as many as 10,000 to 12,000 visitors during this period. The gift shop offers many railroad-related items. There you may find a gift for the railroad enthusiast, such as a train video or book, or maybe a toy for a child. So make sure you visit our gift shop before you leave today. If you would like to get something to eat during your visit, stop by our snack bar. We have drinks, snack food, and several hot food items. Starting in January, we offer classes about model railroading. Here, you will learn the basics of building a home layout. The class is held one night a week and lasts for 8 weeks. It may surprise you to know that more than half of our membership does not have a railroad layout in their homes.
Again, the rule, clean, clean, clean. Because this will, and depending upon the age of your rail and where, and how long it's been sitting in the store, it may need a lot more cleaning than others. Okay? So, anything metal against that rail, it's going to want to take out the heat. So, in order to preserve the rail a lot faster and use a minimum amount of solder, I'm going to use the screwdriver, once I get things to flow, to hold the wire into the work.
The floor gets sticky, we can lock that up. Just so now you won't have to put on those sticky tape. I just sprinkle it on anyway.
Got 15 cars and 15 restless riders, 3 conductors and 25 sacks of mail. We're all out on the southbound Odyssey as the train pulls out of Kankakee. Rolls past the houses, farms and fields, passing towns that have no name, and the freight yards full of old black men, and the graveyards of rusted automobiles. Singing good morning America, how are you? Yet don't you know me, I'm your native son. Well, I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans, and I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done, dealing cards with the old men in the club.
Since Digital Command Control, or DCC, is becoming the state-of-the-art in train control, we offer a class for those that are interested in learning more about DCC and how it works. An application form for both of these classes may be obtained in the gift shop. Our members range in age from 14 to some that are in their 80s. They come from many different backgrounds and possess a variety of skills. But you don't have to be a train expert to become a member. All you need is a desire to learn more about model railroading. If you are interested in joining the museum, you may talk to one of us. We may be wearing a blue or gray shirt with a name tag. Then stop in the gift shop and ask for an application form. We hope you have found this video informative about our museum. Enjoy the rest of your visit with us here today, and remember, this is not a toy train fantasy. This is reality in miniature.
Riding on the city of New Orleans, Illinois Central, a Monday morning rail. Got 15 cars and 15 restless riders, 3 conductors and 25 sacks of mail. We're all out on the southbound Odyssey as the train pulls out of Kankakee. Rolls past the houses, farms and fields, passing towns that have no name, and the freight yards full of old black men, and the graveyards of rusted automobiles. Singing good Good morning, America.